Participation levels in community umpiring are consistently dropping. A recent study conducted by the AFL shows that lack of enjoyment and abuse are a part of the problem in umpire shortages. A new dissent rule has been implemented into the AFL, with Gillan McLachlan urging a crackdown on the rule.
Dissent towards umpires will not be tolerated. It's incumbent on us at the elite level to set the standards of behaviour for all levels of the game. We've fallen short as a football community, and dissent towards umpires during matches has become an issue at all levels of the game, particularly the community level, where we're still 6,000 umpires short of what we need to keep up with the participation in the game.
The new rule means that if players dispute a decision, they risk a free kick or a 50-metre penalty. And then the arms go out and he pulls the 50 button. Okay. Most AFL captains agree with the rule, with St Kilda captain Jack Steele saying the umpires are just as important as the players, so we've got to respect that. Many community and country leagues also experience similar abuse. Dean McGowan, a field umpire for the Western Region Football League, says the rule hasn't quite reached the grassroots levels yet.
But I don't think that it's necessarily trickled down to the local league. So I think it's actually been fairly consistent year on year. I think that the first couple of rounds, the players were unsure whether the community leagues were going to pick up the same severity of rules as the AFL has. So they were a little bit more timid. But I felt in the last couple of weeks that as the season heats up, as wins and losses become more important, guys get involved, they get passionate. And I believe that the dissent is probably the same, and if not, it's more talked about through media, personnel around the track. So yeah, I'd say that it hasn't quite hit the local leagues yet, and dissent's pretty consistent.
He believes community football leagues should not adopt the AFL version of dissent and maintain their own take on the rule.
I think how we've interpreted it as a grassroots level is accurate, and what it is this rule has always existed. We have always had a rule that if you show dissent to an umpire, a 50-metre will be penalised. How we've interpreted it this year is just a slightly stricter interpretation of that dissent rule. And so if players are consistently arguing, if players are showing any signs of aggression to you, if players are using inappropriate language at a significant volume, those things have now been penalised, and we've probably been a bit slack on those in years gone past. So I think it's been appropriate at a grassroots level.
He agrees that abuse has impacted the participation rates of umpires, but also suggests the focus should be on the cultural change that has happened within the last 10 years, and inclusivity and teamwork being the key asset to get those numbers back up.
So I think that's a body of work that is probably delayed, and we're now seeing the reduction in numbers because we haven't had that foresight and being proactive in recruiting umpires in a different manner. We've continued to rely on the same methods that have worked for 10, 15, 20 years, and it's now too late. So we've lost numbers, so we have to start thinking differently.
Samantha Smith reporting from News APLENTY.